The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right. Sports Concepts and Rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. We do it each and every day. Now, again, this week, because it's Christmas, it's not Christmas week, but it's close to Christmas, 1 week from today, ladies and gentlemen. The prize pack is so big, we'll only let Beef give it out one time and one time only.
It's too verbose, and frankly,
Yes.
I get tired.
Yeah, he'd be exhausted after announcing it. So we'll let him do that in just a few minutes, and at the end of this, we will hand out a drill prize pack. And then, by the way, later in the show, do we have the ticks, the
and
nuggets?
this is on top, Dan.
On top of
Already
this.
in the 6 o'clock hour, we played Whether or Not and gave away a 4-pack to the Gator Bowl.
Wow, holy cow.
You know.
Sorry, I missed it. The Gators here.
It's not sorry it missed you.
You do you have some nuggets of information, or what's the situation now?
Gervin Dexter is in.
Gervin Dexter is in. Nice.
We've got
Okay.
Derek Wingo. We've got Gervin Dexter, which, a lot of people said that Gervin Dexter should be a 5-star.
Oh, okay.
He is he's a top 100 player. Defensive tackle. It's a big deal. What has me so excited is if Mullen can win 10 games with that roster.
Right.
You start to get some real good players on that team.
Yes.
And what can you do?
Now, you work from home a lot.
Yes.
Will you be glued to SEC Network today? Is that
SEC Network? I'm flipping back and forth because there's different announcement times. Like Emmitt Smith's kid's going at like 10:30 on.
Now he's not going
too.
to Florida.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He's going. Is
that EJ Smith?
Yeah, he's choosing between Texas A&M and Florida. His sister plays soccer
At Texas A&M. Yeah.
And Emmitt obviously lives in Texas.
I have no problem with him going to Texas A&M. I would have had a major problem with him going to Georgia.
Yeah.
When you adorn the wall, you can't. Your offspring can't go up.
Yeah, but he's you remember the wall ceremony that he had. He sent in
he was at Dancing with the Stars.
Sent in a video. Emmitt's like, okay, thanks for our time.
Emmitt's one of those guys, and God bless him. He still comes back every now and then, but he's definitely more
a
Dallas Cowboy than he is
absolutely
Florida Gator. But he's still, he seems to love the Gators, and the fact that you got in on his son is pretty good. And I think his son's pretty good, by the way.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he's a
his
talented
offer
player.
list. His offer list was
Stanford,
Georgia, Texas A&M, Florida. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Now, there's some rumors that Georgia is having some tough times.
That's what the boys are saying.
What do you got on that?
Both of those offensive tackles were supposed to have declared early.
That's a fact. Both tackles are going. Also, Jacksonville's own Solomon Kinley may leave as well.
Yeah,
so that'd be 3 starters on the offensive line.
The wide receiver that got into the fight at Georgia Tech, they're saying his pencil wasn't so sharp and he may not be coming back.
Oh.
May not be coming back. And then there was speculation last night that Fromm may say to heck with this and just go pro.
Oh.
Because you remember when Shane Matthews lost both tackles, he went from SEC Player of the Year to he was good, but he wasn't as good as he was the year before.
Now, Swift hasn't declared yet, but most expect him to go
sure.
because he's a first. They look at him as a first-round pick.
I could have sworn I even saw that he had said that. That was misreported.
What happened was the Georgia. And it's unfortunate that the Georgia guy, and he apologized for it. He jumped the gun and he mixed Swift in with the other guys, and then immediately everybody picked up on it. And like a couple minutes later, the guy said, "I'm sorry, that's not what DeAndre said. Here's what he said." Mm-hmm. Now, again, he's probably going to end up going pro.
Sure, why wouldn't you? As a running back, you should.
You're a running back. Now, Drew, my son, FSU Drew, says he's got Chubba fever.
Mm-hmm.
Chubba
is
a quarterback who they're trying to poach from Louisville. So,
I mean, I guess that the writing's on the wall for the Sims kid then, out of Sandalwood.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Why wouldn't you just go back after him?
Yeah.
Well, I think what happened, I don't know what happened, but what some of the things that have been discussed is that it was an odd vibe because when Norvell was introduced, he called one of the first calls was to the Sims kid. Mm-hmm. We're coming to see, and he went and saw him the next day.
He had already decommitted then, right?
No, he didn't decommit until after his visit.
Yeah, he had opened up his recruiting. Yeah, he had gone on other visits.
They didn't know. They didn't know.
To me, that's the same. But
he didn't know. He didn't know who was going to be the coach there, so he should take other visits.
Right. So anyway, I think Willie had told him, "You're the only quarterback we're going to sign,"
Yeah.
and I think Norvell said, "Well, we got to sign other. We can't just do one."
Absolutely.
And that's
haven't
okay.
signed anybody in 3 years. They got to sign more.
Yeah, this goes on a lot, and obviously you want to be the only one signed, but you can't. I mean, it just can't work that way.
Yeah, you're in competition. I mean,
gotta
you're
go
in
compete.
Division One.
Well, I
That's
see
competition.
Georgia's trying to add a quarterback, and they've
Right.
already got Carson Beck coming in.
Yeah, and again, if you're Georgia, you got to. It's tough just to have one kid. I mean, who are you going to run? You know.
Yeah, especially if Fromm leaves. I mean, you can't have a quarterback room with one person.
By the way,
in it.
Fromm ain't leaving. I don't think. I mean, I'd be shocked. I don't
Yeah.
know what your people are telling you, but I don't think Fromm's
my
leaving.
people are your people. It's Twitter.
Oh, okay. That's what you read. That Fromm's leaving. Listen. So Sims at 9 this morning. National Model School, by the way.
Yeah,
one of your guys.
It's a national model school. For all of you that are out there making fun of Sandalwood,
Yes.
look up at your high school wall, and I don't think you'll see National Model School written
Yeah.
on the wall.
For those of you who
Can
call
I
it
address-
sandalweed or
can I address the
scandalwood.
elephant in the room at the risk of creating some
A rift?
bad chemistry? I don't mean there to be. I
Okay.
respect Ox and everything that he is. I love
Here
the
we
man.
go.
Uh-huh. You
But
brought
I
your breakfast.
still can't get past this. Going to be the best Florida recruiting class of all time.
Well, I said it. Now, I tempered that.
Are we backing off of that?
No,
Because I'm looking
I
at
think
this.
It's going to be.
I'm looking at a national column that's ranking the best recruiting classes of all time, all schools. And Florida 2010 is your winner. So,
2010.
yeah.
really.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm just going by this. Who did they get that year?
Well, I would have.
2007, Florida number 10.
They're not going to get the wide receiver that we wanted them to get. He's going to end up going to Hendo's going to go to Clemson.
That's
That's
Xavier.
that's
CJ's
CJ Anderson's brother.
Yeah, so he's going to end up going to Clemson is the speculation.
Freaking
They're not
Clemson.
going to get him, and then they're not going to get the running back Parrish, which everybody wanted to get.
Oh,
So-
this was the class where we got everybody, but they didn't turn out to be very good.
2010.
This is the 5-star general,
the
Ropo,
General
Yeah.
Ropo.
Neek Easley,
Yeah.
Sharif,
Easley was
Floyd.
good.
I mean, Dominique Easley was first round draft pick.
Floyd
You can't
was
argue
too.
with him.
Yeah.
Sharif Floyd was the first round.
Yeah.
So
Matt
How old's the-
Elam,
He was a good
Matt
player,
Elam was
too.
the
good.
gambler, Josh Shaw,
no.
Chris Dunkley was a 5-star who didn't pan out, that receiver. Jalen Watkins, Chaz Green,
a
Chris
pretty good
Martin,
class.
Gerald
Superb.
Christian,
Sammy.
Jonathan Dowling, Ian Silverman from here, Mac Brown, Michael Taylor, Leon Orr, who ended up leaving
Leon
after
Orr, yeah.
Vanderbilt, quitting, whatever.
Took the bus home.
Cody Riggs.
Cody Riggs ended up at
Solomon
Notre
Patton,
Dame, didn't he?
Yeah.
Quentin Dunbar, who may be one of the most successful of all those guys. How about
I saw.
that?
I don't. For what it's worth, because I
Trey
know
Burton was in that. Gideon Ajagby.
that's a good. That's a lot of NFL talent on there. I know that you don't recognize this, but I saw
Yes.
Pro Football Focus has Quentin Dunbar the number 1 corner this year, graded.
It's unbelievable.
Didn't make the
Again,
Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Nice job, champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, played
I
him
mean,
at
these
DB.
guys-
I mean at receiver.
Yeah.
And they talk
Receiver.
about these guys, and we say, "Oh, how can it be? You know, certain class had Pouncey, certain class had the Pouncey brothers. They had a mob like." We didn't know who the Pouncey brothers were when they
Oh,
signed.
no.
We
Yeah,
didn't
I'm
know.
just. Yeah, that's right. That's you almost, if you are asking about the best recruiting class of all time, you almost can't retroactively then grade it. It has to be the day that it's signed.
Yeah.
Where did it
There's
rank? I thought Spurrier had a number 1
Gerald
class. He did,
Mincy.
right?
Spurrier
With
did
Berlin.
when they had Max Starks and all those. I think it was '98. They had a number 1 class.
Gerald Mincy of Pompano Beach is in.
Oh,
I don't know if
big
that's big or
Gerald.
not.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Jeremy's brother.
Yeah.
No,
No.
If they have the same last name, I always. say they're
Clemson did
brothers.
get the running back DeMarcus Bowman. There was no
Florida.
Yeah,
There was
Lakeland
talk.
High.
There was talk, but
Yeah,
I think we've got Jaquavian Frazier's is coming up at 8:30,
oh, okay.
so he
It's
should
a big
be up
one, huh?
earlier. Yeah, he's safety. Trevez Johnson's between
He's
7
in.
and 8. Oh,
He's
he
in,
is. Okay,
yeah.
good.
What Prosser's been screaming for a running back. Are we getting any running backs in this class?
If we don't get Smith,
yes.
we may not. We
Oh.
may not.
Wow.
Yeah, we need a.
Does that mean we're throwing the ball on first, not running it again this year?
Yeah, it looks that way. Although our offensive line is going to be a heck of a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, all those kids. Remember all the kids.
Maybe
they signed last
Iverson
year.
Clement will come out of nowhere.
They signed all those kids last year, and you give those kids a year to get.
Is that what
better.
it is?
They're going to get better.
So you think there's a gem in there with the Gators?
I think the guys that they signed last year are going to mature, and you can't argue with the work that's been done and the strength and conditioning.
I think it
program.
is fair to get excited about Florida in this respect. Mullen has had 2 so-so classes,
Yeah.
and this one is going to be by far his best class.
Yeah, and
So,
then you look at next year,
the
the
Chief.
and the Wolf.
There's 2 guys coming across in 2021. One is named Chief Bender, who is my guy, Chief, the Chief.
Yeah, that's who he is
and
selected.
then you selected the
I've
Wolf.
selected the Wolf, which
Yeah.
is Terrence Lewis, which is the number 1 rated outside linebacker.
I'll take a Wolf. What is Chief? What's he, a running back?
No, he's
Chief-
a linebacker
Chief's
as
a
well.
backer.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
backers? A
We're
Chief
going to have
and
a
a
couple
Wolf? Yeah.
backers behind
Yeah,
all those
Chief.
big
That's
D
great.
linemen they
Yeah.
just signed.
Can we go to break now or no?
Yeah,
Maybe
pretty
come
much.
back and do the 10-minute drill. And
Ox,
No,
thanks
no.
for breakfast.
It's all
No,
break-
this was it.
It's all recruiting.
all
day.
recruiting today?
Yeah.
that was the 10-minute drill?
We did it.
Security.
Sorry, Googans.
Security. We're going to need you. Ox, in honor of you, what caller would you like to give out the prize pack to?
We'll give out number 4.
Number 4 at
Go with the
641-1010.
The
Amazing
average star
today.
rating.
That's our recruiting analyst, Ox
Hey,
Gator.
who is Jashawn Corbin, Ox? Do you know him?
No, I don't know who that is.
Somebody said he's transferring to Florida. Yay.
Call number 4 right now, 641-1010. Going to take home today's 10-minute drill prize pack featuring a selection from the holiday gift guide, a $50 gift card from Edwin Watts, $25 to Bellwether, and a $30 RC Outlet gift certificate. That's all part of the 1010XL holiday gift guide. Find those and other great holiday gift ideas at 1010XL.com.